All right, I'm gonna stop playing Zelda long enough to talk to you guys a little bit about Zelda, about this game, about the future. I'm about 65 hours into this game, give or take. It's 10 days later, Nintendo's finally told us how much time we have in these games, or this game specifically. I was not expecting it to be 65 hours. I've definitely put some time into it. I am absolutely loving the game. But right now, what I want to talk about is not only this game, but the future of Zelda. What is up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome in for the first time. Do me a favor, jump down in the description of this video. There's all kinds of stuff down there. There's a link to our podcast. We do that every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. We record it live. The link to the channel's down there. You can go watch it, and if you miss it, you can just listen to it later on the podcast platform of your choice. It's whatever, but that link's down there. There's a few other ones. You can become a member of this channel. We have a Discord, private for members. There's a regular Discord too. The link for that's down there too. You don't want to become a member? Totally fine, but you should definitely still join the Discord. All right, with all that out of the way, let's get on with this. First, before we get into the Zeldas maybe coming sooner rather than later, I want to talk a little bit about this game. What this game has done is absolutely insane. Now, we knew going into this game was a big deal. It was definitely going to be a big deal. It was going to be one of the games that really set the world on fire, at least the gaming world on fire, and it did just that, but I don't think any of us thought that it was going to do as well as it did. This game sold 10 million copies in the first 3 days. The first 3 days. We're talking Pokemon numbers. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. That a Zelda game has sold that much. It's crazy. So that really brings up the question, where do we go from here with Zelda? What do we do? What is Nintendo going to do next? Are they going to stick with the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom style games? Are we gonna see something different? I think the answer to that question is an interesting one. I think with what we've seen from this game, I have a little bit better idea of what Nintendo might want to do, because I talked about this on the podcast last week, but we're talking about what this game's doing right now. This is kind of what happened with Animal Crossing New Horizons. We saw this game in Animal Crossing, I mean, that maybe a lot of people weren't gonna play. I was gonna play it, but I mean, to be honest, that was my first Animal Crossing game. I was not into Animal Crossing before that. I had planned to play that one anyway before everything happened. I planned to play it anyway because, well, I mean, you know, I wanted to make videos on it. I knew it was gonna be a popular thing. People were excited about it. So yeah, I wanted to play the game, wanted to be a part of all that, but that Animal Crossing New Horizons thing grew out of control, and it happened really, really fast. And it was a lot of, you know, the pandemic was definitely a big part of that, but a lot of that was online. So many people were talking about it. So many people were showing things that they were building, things that they were making, you know, gardens and this and that and whatever, terraforming, all the stuff. People wanted to be a part of that. That's exactly what's happening with this game. And I think the fact that is happening with this game right now is showing us probably where Nintendo's gonna go next with this. I don't think this is the end of this style of Zelda game. I know Nintendo reinvents Zelda a little bit, almost every time. I mean, you know, we do get a new Link, we get a new Ganon, new Zelda, whatever. This time we didn't. We got the same Link, the same Zelda. But after this, I mean, I honestly think it's not crazy to say that we could go back to a version, not maybe this map exactly, but I think we could go back to a version of this map and make it completely different. I was talking about this the other night. What would be very cool is if we got this map in a third, you know, a trilogy, the third one of the Breath of the Wild trilogy, whatever you want to call it. But maybe there's something completely different that happens. Maybe it is the same map, but you know, there's something that happens in the middle, it splits, and then between those two big giant islands, you have the Great Sea. I mean, with what they've done now, we have seen that they can give us more than one map, more than two maps. We have 2.5 maps in this game, 2.5 full maps in this game. They could have a Wind Waker style Great Sea with islands all through there, half a Hyrule over here. Of course, things different, little, you know, land shifting, things would be different, a little bit over here. That would be fun, but that's just one idea. There's so many things that they could do to keep this same Link, this same Zelda, keep this adventure going and do something like that. Now, I do want to know what you guys think about that that idea, those types of ideas, maybe not that one exactly, but those types of ideas, and put your ideas for stuff like that down in the comments. I want to hear if you guys would be interested in going back to this map for a third time, if it was done differently, something like what I just mentioned, completely different. If you got ideas, put them down there. Okay, but that's not really even the point of this video. The point of this video is I want to talk about Zeldas that are going to be coming soon. I think very soon. This third mainline Zelda game, if it is there, or whatever the mainline Zelda game that's next, it's far off. It's way far off. I mean, what? 7 years? 6 years? 5 years? It won't be on this Switch, that's for sure. It will definitely not be on this Switch. But what I think will be on this Switch, some of the things we could possibly see, I'll tell you the one I think is most likely last. You can probably guess what it is, but I think there's a few other things that we're forgetting about, and I want to get to those first. Smaller things. I know we've heard stuff about Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons being remade. We've heard those things. There's not a lot of proof in that, but we have heard about that. We've heard about a original Zelda remake, which I think that would be kind of cool. I wouldn't really mind that at all. I think that would be awesome. I would really love to see a new 2D Zelda game, though. That's something I would really like to see, and I think we're getting close to that, but I don't think that's what's coming next. I think, honestly, and if you think about this, and if you put all this together, it makes sense, and this is why the title and thumbnail of this video are what they are. I really honestly think that the HD ports from the Wii U are coming very soon. Very soon. I would almost say I would not be surprised if we saw them this year, and here's why. We got information that this game, Tears of the Kingdom, was actually ready to go. When they did the big delay in 2021, this game was actually ready. They just didn't want to release it then. They didn't want to release it. And we've heard all these we've heard rumors for so long about Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, that they've already been ported to the Switch. And we do have this information as well. Even if they're not, porting a Wii U game to the Switch can be done very easily. From what I understand, it takes a month with a small team. So that's not really something that's holding them back, even if it's not done right now. They could be working on it right now. They could have waited till, this game came out, started on it now. Who knows? I doubt that's the case. I imagine they're probably already done, and I think they were done just like Tears of the Kingdom was done, but this was the plan all along. Breath of the Wild did something special for Zelda. We all know that. It went from a 10 million copy seller in Twilight Princess, much lower for Skyward Sword, to almost 30 million, over 30 million for Breath of the Wild, and we got 10 million copies of Tears of the Kingdom sold in 3 days. The hype for Zelda right now is higher than it's ever been, by a mile. It's so high right now. Putting out another Zelda game sometime soon is almost a given. Like, you have to, right? You almost have to put out another game. You've got to, oh no, the battery's dying. My battery's dying! Okay, all right, we're plugged in. Sorry, anyway. Like I was saying, the hype for Zelda right now is at an all-time high. It's higher than it's ever been. I think these HD remakes have been done. We've been talking about it forever. When you really think about this, when you really put all this together, step back, look at what we have going on. Every single game that was on the Wii U has been ported to the Switch, except for Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Why would you not put those games on your system that's selling like crazy? Now, sales have slowed, but there's so many Switches out there. Zelda's at an all-time high. I honestly think these games are coming to the Switch. I think they could come this year. Honestly, we're probably gonna get a Direct in June. We could see these games announced at a Direct in June. I don't see why not. We could talk about Tears of the Kingdom DLC, maybe. Might be too early. I get that, maybe a little bit too early, but it may not be for the games. And even if that is too early, September. We're gonna get a Direct in September. If there's one thing we know about Nintendo, we've talked about this in several videos, if there's one thing we always know about Nintendo, they're gonna give us a Direct in September. They do it every September. Every September, we get a Direct. So, there's that. There's the fact that they're the only games left from the Wii U, and I know there's a lot of people out there saying they're never coming, we haven't got them, we're never gonna get them now. If they're not out yet, we're not getting them ever, you're wrong. We're getting them, I think we might be getting them this year. Even if they're announced in September, we still could get them this year. I don't know if they're gonna come in a double pack, separate, but I know they're coming. We could get them early next year, but this would be a perfect marketing strategy for Nintendo. It would be perfect. Use the hype that Tears of the Kingdom has created for Zelda. It's here right now. Why not take advantage of it and sell more Zelda games? We know Nintendo's already told us they want to put out a Zelda game every year, so maybe they will come early next year, but I'm telling you, they're coming to the Switch. They are coming to the Switch. There's absolutely no way at this point they're not. There is one other thing that I did want to talk about in this video, and a lot of this is just stuff so we can have a conversation in the comments. So if you disagree with this stuff, make sure you meet me down there. We'll talk about it. But there's one game, two actually, two. I'm wrong. There are two games of the 3D Zelda era that we haven't got proper HD remakes of. Now we've got newer versions of these games. We've got newer versions on the 3DS. We've got newer versions of Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time on this, and they do look a lot better. They do look great. But those are the only 3D Zelda games left that have not got the HD treatment. Maybe we see something like that, but I'm telling you right now, I think the next thing we see is going to be soon. Probably gonna be something we've already seen, maybe a 2D. I'm banking on Wind Waker and Twilight Princess though. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. You probably think I'm crazy, I already know. I can see what you're typing already. I already know what it is. You've said this 50 times in 20 videos. I have. I've said it a million times. I'm not giving up on it, and I think now's the time. I really do. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Really, thank you. I do appreciate it. And please make sure you leave a like. It does help, it helps YouTube know that people need to watch this video, and people do need to watch this video. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.